So in this video, I wanted to briefly talk about this pen. It is, of course, the Lamy Safari, but this is the 2024 special edition called the Pink Cliff. And I don't normally buy these Lamy special editions. I already have a Lamy Safari and I have a Vista. So yeah, when they come out with a new special edition color every year, I tend to skip it. But this one looked pretty cool, and I haven't purchased anything from Lamy in a little while, so I went ahead and picked this one up. Again, it's called the Pink Cliff. I also bought the Pink Cliff ink. This is what attracted me at first. It looked like a pretty good-looking purplish, navy blue, maybe a blue-black. So I figured I'd pick it up. I could use some more Lamy ink, and I really like this 50 milliliter bottle they sell. And then I saw the pen, and it has this really interesting color pop. It's like a pink or a magenta or something like that with this kind of blue-gray color. It just seemed interesting, so I went ahead and picked up this set. Like I said, it's called the Pink Cliff, which is kind of makes sense when you see the pink here, but it makes no sense at all when you're looking at the ink, which there's no pinkish to it. There's nothing about it is pink, so that is a little confusing to me. But we'll look at the pen first and the ink second. So here it is, the Safari, very standard Safari. In this colorway, you see some interesting choices here, and they do this with the special edition, where you have kind of, as far as the design goes, you have the standard Safari design, but the color is this blue-gray here, black clip, the pink at the top, and then the pink in the grip, and then the black nib. So very cool. I bought it in the fine, which is like typically my favorite of the Lamy nibs. You should buy medium all the time. I've been using fine more often. It includes standard blue ink. It doesn't include the special edition ink, which for me is a missed opportunity, but that's kind of just how they've always done it. This one came with this Lamy pouch, which is quite nice. I think it's like a faux leather. Seems very well made and very well designed. Just a single pen pouch, but I never had one of these before, and I was surprised when it showed up. So that was very cool. Been enjoying a new way to transport a fountain pen. It's still new, still stretching out. Here's the standard packaging, just your normal Lamy packaging. Safari fountain pen, Pink Cliff fine, as you'd expect. Here's that bottle of ink, again, Pink Cliff, but it's really a purplish blue here. We'll look at the ink in a second. When you're writing with the ink, it's essentially a blue-black, so navy or blue-black, whatever you want to call it. And then the ink itself, it just looks, like ink. These things always look quite dark, but standard 50 milliliter Lamy ink bottle, which again is probably my favorite Lamy, my favorite ink bottle from any fountain pen ink. And again, there's the pen. Put it up. This background here is black. Might look out a little washed based on the color. Here's a black Lamy, like their multi-pen, Lamy 2000 multi-pen. So this one's pure black. You can see it for contrast here. And here's a pure blue. So you can see it's kind of in between the two. Take a look at that ink. We have the Lamy Pink Cliff special edition, and there's that ink. Again, it's essentially just a blue-black. There's no hint of pink or anything like that. And this is with a Tomoe River fountain pen paper, like a paper that is ink resistant, so the dry time is very low, and that color really pops. And again, it's a nice navy or blue-black, but no pink or anything like that. And I have this one again. This is inked with the standard Lamy blue, and you can see the contrast there. This fine is definitely on the fine side. We've talked many times on this channel about the tolerances of Lamy's nibs and how the fines and extra fines can have pretty wide tolerances, where they basically can go from a really true extra fine close to medium. This one is definitely on the finer, drier side, which is nice to get from a fine, especially on a paper like this. But there you see the standard blue versus that Pink Cliff, which is much closer. No, I wouldn't say closer to a black, but it's definitely a good deal darker, maybe a little bit sort of grayish, but for me it's a blue-black. And I inked the Lamy 2000 fountain pen with that Pink Cliff ink, which is flowing very nicely. It's a very reliable ink. Lamy's inks, I would say, basically never fail. I've always had really great experiences with them. Some are too light, and I've not really enjoyed them. Like I remember the Mango in years past was much too light for me, but you know, it's a light ink, so no real shock there. Not too much else to say. I think this is a pretty solid day-to-day ink. I wouldn't say like you should run out and buy it. There's a lot of inks in this sort of color range out there. So from the ink, it's nice, but nothing to write home about. And the pen is just a very cool colorway. I kind of like these like grays and charcoals tend to be my preferred color range. So I saw this with that interesting pop at the end. I figured I'd pick it up for, you know, $20, $25, whatever these things cost. And these special editions, you know, once they're gone, and they don't come around again. So it seemed like a really cool one. So I haven't bought one in years and years. So it seemed like a nice excuse to pick up a pretty cool new fountain pen. But yeah, that is the Lamy Pink Cliff in the Safari, and then in their fountain pen ink. Thanks for watching.